Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized for as much time as he wishes to use.
Today I rise in strong support of H.R. 4909, the Stop School Violence Act of 2018. Violence at our schools makes students feel vulnerable in a place where they should feel comfortable to learn, grow, and be happy. To curb violence at our nation's schools, the Stop School Violence Act provides a multi-layered approach to identify threats and prevent violence from taking place on school grounds. It provides much-needed resources to train students, teachers, and law enforcement officers on how to recognize and quickly respond to warning signs, and provides funding for technology to keep schools safe. 80% of school shooters told someone of their violent plans or exhibited warning signs. The bill before us today will ensure that students, teachers, and law enforcement will learn how to identify at-risk behaviors, properly assess threats, and intervene appropriately before a tragedy strikes. The Stop School Violence Act provides funding for training to prevent student violence against others and self, including training for local law enforcement officers, school personnel, and students. Prevention training gives students and school personnel the ability to recognize and respond quickly to warning signs of school violence and includes active shooter training. The bill provides funding for technology and equipment to improve school security and prevent attacks. This includes the development and operation of anonymous reporting systems, such as mobile apps, a hotline, and a website. Funding may also be used for metal detectors, locks, lighting, and other technologies to keep schools safe. The bill also supports the acquisition and installation of technology for expedited notification of local law enforcement during an emergency. The legislation also contains funding for school threat assessment and crisis intervention teams so that school personnel can respond to threats before they materialize. Finally, the Stop School Violence Act provides funding to support law enforcement coordination efforts, and in particular, those officers who already staff schools. The version of the bill before us today is the result of a collaborative effort of many of my colleagues who worked with Mr. Rutherford to incorporate many of their ideas. I'd like to point out the important contributions of Representatives Susan Brooks, Kaufman, Chabot, Granger, Davis, Messer, and Bost, including many key elements of legislation that they have introduced into this bill that have made the bill stronger. Finally, I want to thank Mr. Rutherford and the bipartisan group of co-sponsors for their work on this important bill, and I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 4909. Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.